support plays into the creation of creation because it's a long song. It's six more than 6 minutes long, and in this era that we're in, songs are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So creatively, why were you guys saying, you know, most songs are 2, maybe 3 minutes now? Okay, we could stretch it to 4, but you guys stretched it to more than 6.
Right.
How and why did you do that?
Yeah. So man, Soren, I've been I always say I really started rapping in 2013. So that's over 10 years ago. I say really then because that's when I started really putting money into it. So I've been rapping since I was 12, but that's when I started putting thousands of dollars in it. And been doing my thing, right? And in rap, man, I didn't have I've been where I would have blinders on and I was just doing my thing. Then like, oh, this artist doing that. What they doing? Let me try to do that. Okay, I need some club records. Okay, I need some show records. Okay, I need this, then the third. Right. Then I hit a period to where, man, I'm doing all this rapping. I got streams, I got a Billboard album, all that, but I ain't got the money like I supposed to. So hold on. You go through all these different places and spaces, right? God brought me through all of that. Brought me through all of that, organically brought music back, brought investors back, had my team strong, and he just put on my heart, man, do what I'm asking you to do. So when me and Box went in there, we ain't care nothing about anything that was going on outside. We didn't care how long music was supposed to be, what it was supposed to sound like. We was just like, we gonna make something that we believe God want us to make, and we gonna put it out. You know what I mean? Because we tried all the other stuff, and we was like, man, we ain't trying to do all that. We want to do something that's genuine from us. So it could have went the other way, right? Where it was too long, and boys like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But fortunately, it worked.
Hmm. Yeah. And even taking it back to some of the earlier stuff in your career, like Today, Tomorrow, Forever, back in 2015-ish, like with the Top Rope song, kind of you're talking about in that and other songs too, you've compared rap to wrestling as a lot of people have. So
Mhm.
why have you found that that's such a good or warranted comparison?
Yeah, man. So I know a lot of us grew up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, we grew up on it. I definitely grew up on it. And then I feel like it's a very similar blend. With wrestling, you have the realness of the athletes. So they really are athletes. Ain't no doubt about it. But at the same time, you have the storyline, you have the actors, you have the parts to play. You have the people that's more believable than the ones that's less believable, right? And then you have this community of people that's riding for this character like he really that. Like you can't tell a large group of people Stone Cold is not Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's rap. You know what I mean? Like that like it's literally no different in rap. And so I feel like that's why it's a lot of connection to it, because a lot of the similarities really like parallel.
Hmm. Makes sense. And then
Yeah.
another song that you had from back in the day was Pipe Dreams. And in that
Mm.
one, you're talking about Homie used to dream, but now he don't dream no more. So
Hmm.
um, for yourself, I know we talked about it in one instance, but in another way, whether people are the most successful, they have problems and things they got to deal with, and the person that's struggling the absolute most. So
Mm.
how have you found to your friends or your friends to you or your family to you or you to your family that you've been able to help them navigate that to where then you're now including it, or back then at least you were including it in songs as a kind of a point of reference of people used to have this and now they don't?
Yeah, man. Man, I feel like it's a it's I used to think that you reach a place in life to where like, okay, boom, I'm good. Like I thought that there was a thing. Like if you got enough money, if you got enough status, if you got enough, you reach like this place, and it's like, boom, I'm good, right? And the idea is like, okay, you have people chasing this, and then eventually they quit on it, or life get them or whatever, and they, what I'm saying, they just stop dreaming, they fall to the wayside, right? But what I realize is like, nah, it's a marathon, like it's a forever type thing, because you can have it all today, right? But then the struggle is to keep it. And then who's stealing it from me? And then, dang, I lost some of it. So it's this perpetual thing where you have to keep dreaming. You have to keep having fresh eyes. You got to keep, having new goals. And so I think now the way that I've been able to frame it to my brothers, my cousins, the people around me is in the way that they echo it back to me when it comes to the concept of like the classic pipe dreams. Like you had it, you wanted it, but you lost it, you down bad. Versus the things like trying to get this or aiming it for this, it goes internally. Like you working on you. So if I build myself as the type of person that does this, then I don't ever have to worry about losing or gaining, right? So it's like if I wake up every day, I'm good with my health and my wellness, and I'm doing right by people, and I'm working hard, and I'm doing whatever. Like I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about uh my dreams being pipe dreams, because I'm the type of person that's gonna succeed, whether it is working now or it's gonna work later. That's the focus. So it's not on the stuff that to obtain, but becoming the type of person that would be in the place that you desire to go. So that's more so of the mind shift that I've had, that we've had, that I didn't have back then. It was more trying to like hit these goals and these marks.
Yeah, because another makes sense because another song is with the bullets and targets. Ironically, you're talking about opening your eyes, seeing a person inside. So one other thing that I've noticed, generally speaking, and I think this is only accelerated, is that oftentimes, I don't know if it's social media, I don't know if it's evolution, I don't know what it is, but I feel as though the older I get, the less people are willing to look at themselves and evaluate their own behavior or their own actions and consequences of those actions. So, with bullets and targets and with what you do on a day-to-day basis, how do you find yourself looking at who you are, looking at what you're doing, and then trying to help others if they come to you in for advice, or if you just see them maybe messing up?
Yeah, Soren, I agree with you 100%. Like the self-awareness and looking at yourself and taking blame and all. I agree. I feel like it's one of the hardest things to do. And you hear that echoed in so many different places and spaces. And this is what I think. And I feel like one of the most popular examples you see of that is kind of parents talking about, or kids talking about their parents, like kids that have issues with their parents because the parent doesn't want to necessarily take ownership of maybe how they raised the kid in the position that they put them in, and now the kid is grown trying to work through trauma. I hear that conversation a lot, what I'm saying, online. But to the question of like that self-awareness, for me, it's a couple of things, right? So based on my beliefs are all about servitude. That like that's the foundation. One of the foundational concepts is not necessarily how can I do some stuff to make me the best, but how can I serve others and serve them well, right? So when you have that mindset, then it's kind of like um a company, right? It's like a company that wants you to spend money with them. They just want to know what you want. Like what you want? Okay, bet I'll create that for you, right? So if I'm talking crazy to people, but I don't think I'm talking crazy, but everybody else is saying it, then I'm like, oh, okay, like that's something that I need to fix, because it's not. I don't. That's not my goal. I can't serve nobody if they think that I don't even know how to communicate. So I think one, understanding like the power in servitude, then it helps you go, all right, let me make sure I'm positioning myself to be the best for the people around me, right? And then I think the other part to that is, it goes back to what I was saying about like wanting to be the best person. If I value who I am today so much that I can't be wrong about anything, then I'll always be this version of myself. But if I think the best is yet to come and Corey 2 years from now gonna be better and so forth and so on, then I'm not holding on to Corey of today. Like, nah, yeah, he not gonna be the best because I'm gonna keep getting better and better, right? So then I'm not guarded by trying to, hold on to pride and ego. And the last little bit is I think that happens because, bro, life is hard. And so regardless to hey, regardless to how like jacked up we may think a person is, they like, man, I worked hard to get here. Right. So me being self-aware and saying, I got these problems. Now I got to break down who I work so hard to be. Now who am I? And I feel lost, and I ain't finna do all that. So now I'm right, you wrong, But it's like if I think the best is yet to come, I don't have a problem correcting myself because I know I'm gonna keep getting better, and then I'll be able to serve even better. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my philosophy of how I feel like we can keep pushing to improve.